Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Jai Advaita Chandra, Jai Gaura Bhaktivinoda, Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Jai Advaita Chandra, Jai Gaura Bhaktavinda. The expansions of Shankarshan are Govinda, Vishnu, and Madhusudana. This Govinda is different from the original Govinda, for he is not the son of Maharaj Nanda. The expansions of Pradyumna are Trivikram, Vamana, and Sridhar. The expansions of Aniruddha are Rishikesh, Padmanabha, and Damodar. These 12 are the predominating deities of the 12 months. Keshava is the predominating deity of Agrahayana, and Narayan is the predominating deity of Posha. The predominating deity of the month of Magh is Madhava, and the predominating deity of the month of Falguna is Govinda. Vishnu is the predominating deity of Chaitra, and Madhusudana is the predominating deity of Vaishakha. In the month of Jyeshta, the predominating deity is Trivikram. In Ashada, the deity is Vamana. In Shravan, the deity is Sridhar. And in Bhadra, the deity is Rishikesh. In the month of Ashwina, the predominating deity is Padmanabha. And in Kartik, it is Damodar. This Damodar is different from Radha Damodar, the son of Nanda Maharaj in Vrindavan. When putting the 12 tilak marks on the 12 places of the body, one has to chant the mantra consisting of these 12 Vishnu names. After daily worship, when one anoints the different parts of the body with water, these names should be chanted as one touches each part of the body. Purport. While marking the body with tilak, one should chant the following mantra, which consists of 12 names of Lord Vishnu. Lanate Kichavam Nayanam, Nayanamam Atavada, Vakshastali Madhavam Tu, Govinam Kantakupake. Vishnu Cham Dakshine Kuksho, Bahucham Madhusudanam, Trivikrama Kantre Tu, Vamanam Brahma Parshvake. Sridharam Vamabam Tu, Rishikesham Tu Kandare, Krishticha Padmanabam Cha, Kacham Damo Dharam Yaset. When one marks the forehead with tilak, he must remember Keshava. When one marks the lower abdomen, he must remember Narayan. For the chest, one should remember Madhava. And when marking the hollow of the neck, one should remember Govinda. Lord Vishnu should be remembered while marking the right side of the belly, and Madhusudana should be remembered when marking the right arm. Trivikram should be remembered when marking the right shoulder, and Vamana should be remembered when marking the left side of the belly. Sridhar should be remembered while marking the left arm, and Rishikesh should be remembered when marking the left shoulder. Padmanabha and Damodar should be remembered when marking the back. From Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha, there are 8 additional pastime expansions. O Sanatan, please hear me as I mention their names. The 8 pastime expansions are Purushottam, Achyuta, Nishinga, Janardhan, Hari, Krishna, Adoksaja, and Upendra. Of these 8 expansions, 2 are pastime forms of Vasudeva. Their names are Adoksaja and Purushottam. The 2 pastime forms of Sankarshan are Upendra and Achyuta. The pastime forms of Pradyumna are Nishinga and Janardhan, and the pastime forms of Aniruddha are Hari and Krishna. All these 24 forms constitute the chief Prabha Vilas pastime forms of the Lord. They are named differently according to the position of the weapons in their hands. Of all these, the forms that differ in dress and features are distinguished as Vaibhav Vilas. Of them, Padmanabha, Trivikram, Nishinga, Vaman, Hari, Krishna, and so on, all have different bodily features. Vasudeva and the 3 others are direct prabhava pastime forms of Lord Krishna. Of these quadruple forms, the pastime expansions are 20 in number. Of all these forms, preside over different Vaikuntha planets in the spiritual world, beginning from the east in consecutive order. In each of the 8 directions, there are 3 different forms. Although they all have their residences eternally in the spiritual sky, some of them are situated within the material universes. There is an eternal residence of Narayan in the spiritual sky. In the upper portion of the spiritual sky is a planet known as Krishna Loka, which is filled with all opulences. The planet of Krishna Loka is divided into 3 sections: Gokul, Mathura, and Dwarka. Lord Keshava eternally resides at Mathura, and Lord Purushottam, known by the name Jagannath, eternally resides at Nilachala. At Prayag, the Lord is situated as Bindu Madhava, and at Mandara Parvata, the Lord is known as Madhusudana. Vasudeva, Padmanabha, and Janardhan reside at Ananda Narayan. At Vishnu Kanchi, there is Lord Vishnu, at Mayapur, Lord Hari, and throughout the universe, a variety of other forms. Purport. All of these forms are Murti forms, and they are worshipped in the temples. Their names are Keshava at Mathura, Purushottam or Jagannath at Nilachala, Sri Bindu Madhava at Prayag, Madhusudana at Mandara, and Vasudeva, Padmanabha, and Janardhan at Ananda Aryanya, which is situated in Kerala, South India. At Vishnu Kanchi is Lord Bharatraj, and Hari is situated at Mayapur, Lord Chaitanya's birth site. Thus, in different places throughout the universe, there are varieties of deities in temples bestowing their causeless mercy upon the devotees. All these deity forms are none different from the Murtis in the spiritual world of the Vaikunthas. Although the Archamurti, the worshipable deity form of the Lord, appears to be made of material elements, it is as good as the spiritual forms found in the spiritual Vaikuntha lokas. The deity in the temple, however, is visible to the material eyes of the devotee. It is not possible for one in material conditioned life to see the spiritual forms of the Lord. To bestow causeless mercy upon us, the Lord appears as the Archamurti, so that we can see him. It is forbidden to consider the Archamurti to be made of stone or wood. In the Padma Purana it is said, no one should consider the deity in the temple to be made of stone or wood. Nor should one consider the spiritual master an ordinary human being. No one should consider a Vaishnava to belong to a particular caste or creed, and no one should consider Charitamrita or Ganges water to be like ordinary water. Nor should anyone consider the Hare Krishna Mahamantra to be a material vibration. All these expansions of Krishna in the material world are simply demonstrations of the Lord's mercy and willingness to give facility to his devotees who are engaged in his devotional service within the material world. Within the universe, the Lord is situated in different spiritual manifestations. These are situated on 7 islands in 9 sections. Thus, their pastimes are going on. The 7 islands mentioned in Siddhanta and Shiromani are Dvipas are known as Jambu, Shaka, Shalmali, Kusha, Krauncha, Gomeda or Plaksha, and Pushkar. The planets are called Dvipas. Outer space is like an ocean of air. Just as there are islands in the watery ocean, these planets in the ocean of space are called Dvipas or islands in outer space. There are 9 khandas known as Bharat, Kinara, Hari, Kuru, Hiranmaya, Ramyaka, Ilavarta, Vajrashva, and Ketumal. These are different parts of Jamudri. A valley between two mountains is called Akanda or Varsha. The Lord is situated in all the universes in different forms just to please his devotees. Thus, the Lord destroys irreligious principles and establishes religious principles. Purport. In the material world, the Lord is situated in different archamurtis or deities in the temples just to decrease the material activities of the conditioned soul and increase the spiritual activity. Particularly in India, there are many temples throughout the country. Devotees may take advantage of them and go to see the Lord at Jagannath Puri, Vrindavan, Prayag, Mathura, Hardwar, and Vishnu Kanchi. When the devotees travel to these places and see the Lord, they become very happy in devotional service. Of these forms, some are considered incarnations. Examples are Lord Vishnu, Lord Trivikram, Lord Nishinga, and Lord Vamana. My dear Sanatan, just hear from me as I tell you how the different Vishnu Murtis hold their weapons, beginning with the disc and how they are named differently according to the placement of the weapons in their hands. The procedure for counting begins with the lower right hand and goes to the upper right hand, the upper left hand, the lower left hand. Lord Vishnu is named according to the order of the weapons he holds in his hands. According to the Siddhartha Samhita, there are 24 forms of Lord Vishnu. First, I shall describe, according to the opinion of the book, the location of the weapons, beginning with the disc. Purport. The 24 forms are Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Keshava, Narayan, Madhava, Govinda, Vishnu, Madhusudana, Trivikram, Vamana, Sridhar, Rishikesh, Padmanabha, Damodar, Purushottam, Achyuta, Nishinga, Janardhan, Hari, Krishna, Adoksaja, and Upendra. In his lower right hand, Lord Vasudeva holds a club, in the upper right hand a conch shell, in the upper left hand a disc, and in the lower left hand a lotus flower. In his lower right hand, Sankarshan holds a club, in his upper right hand a conch shell, in his upper left hand a lotus flower, and in his lower left hand a disc. Thus, in the spiritual sky, the expansions, headed by Vasudeva, hold weapons in their own respective order. I am repeating the opinion of Siddhartha Samhita in describing them. Pradyumna holds the disc, conch, club, and lotus. Aniruddha holds the disc, club, conch, and lotus. I've already described the pastime and prakash forms. Now please hear about the different personal expansions. The first personal expansion is Sankarshan, and others are incarnations like the fish incarnation. Sankarshan is an expansion of the Purusha of Vishnu. The incarnations such as Matsya, the fish incarnation, appear in different yugas for specific pastimes. Purport. The Purusha avatar are the lords of the universal creation. These are Karanadakshay Vishnu, Garbhadakshay Vishnu, and Shiradakshay Vishnu. There are also Leela avatars, and these include Chatuhansana, or the four Kumaras, Narada, Varaha, Matsya, Yagya, Naranarayan, Kardama, Kapila, Dattatreya, Hayashirsha, Hamsa, Dhruva Priya, or Krishnagarbha, Rishabha, Pritu, Nishinga, Kurma, Dhanvantari, Mohini, Vamana, Bhargava, Parashuram, Bhagavendra, Vyas, Kalambari, Balram, Krishna, Buddha, and Kalki. These are 25 personalities of Godhead known as Leela avatars. Because they appear in each day of Brahma, or in each Kalpa, millennium, they are sometimes known as Kalpa avatars. Of these incarnations, Hamsa and Mohini are neither permanent nor very well known, but they are listed among the Prabhav avatars. Kapila, Dattatreya, Rishabh, Dhanvantari, and Vyas are eternally situated and are very widely known. They are also counted among the Prabhav incarnations, Kurma, Matsya, Narayan, Varaha, Hayagriva, Krishnibhava, and Baladev. The killer of Pralambasura are counted among the Vaibhav avatars. There are 6 types of incarnations, avatars of Krishna. One includes the incarnations of Vishnu, Purusha avatars, and the other includes the incarnations meant for the performance of pastimes or Leela avatars. There are incarnations that control the material qualities, Guna avatars, incarnations who appear during the reign of each Manu, Manvantar avatars, incarnations in different millenniums, Yuga avatars, and incarnations of empowered living entities, Shaktavesha avatars. Purport. The Guna avatars are 3, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Lord Vishnu. The avatars who appear during the reign of each Manu, known as Manvantara avatars, are listed as follows in Srimad Bhagavatam. Yagya, Vibhu, Satyasena, Hari, Vaikuntha, Ajita, Vaman, Sarvabhoma, Rishabh, Vishvakshena, Dharmashetu, and Sudama, Yogeshvara, and Brother Brihadbanu. Altogether, these are 14 in number, and of these, Yagya and Vaman are also counted among the Leela avatars. All these Manvantar incarnations are sometimes called Vaibhav avatars. The 4 Yuga avatars are Shukla, white, in Satya Yuga, Rakta, red, in Treta Yuga, Shama, dark blue, in Dwapara Yuga, and generally Krishna, black, but in special cases, Pita, or yellow, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Kali Yuga. The Shaktavesha avatars are categorized into forms of divine absorption, Bhagavat Avesha, such as Kapila Dev or Rishabh Dev, and the divinely empowered forms, Shaktavesha, of whom 7 are foremost, Sheshanag in the Vaikuntha world, empowered for the personal service of the Supreme Lord, Anantadev, empowered to bear all the planets within the universe, Bhudharma Shakti, Lord Brahma, empowered with the energy to create the cosmic manifestation, Shrishti Shakti, Chatusana, or Kumaras, specifically empowered to distribute transcendental knowledge, Jnana Shakti, Narada Muni, empowered to distribute devotional service, Bhakti Shakti, Maharaj Prithu, specifically empowered to rule and maintain the living entities, Palana Shakti, and Parashuram, specifically empowered to cut down rogues and demons, Dushta Damana Shakti. Childhood and boyhood are the typical ages of the deity. Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda, performed his pastimes as a child and as a boy. There are innumerable incarnations of Krishna, and there is no possibility of counting them. We can simply indicate them by giving the example of the moon and the branches of a tree. Purport. Although the moon appears to be located in the branches of a tree, it is actually situated very far away. Similarly, none of the avatars or incarnations of Lord Krishna are within this material world, but they are visible by the causeless mercy of the Lord. We should not consider them to belong to this material world. As stated by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 9:11, Avajananti mam buddha manushim tan ashritam param bhavam ajananto nama bhuta maheshvara. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be. Avatars descend of their own free will, and although they may act like ordinary human beings, they do not belong to this material world. Lord Krishna and his avatars can be understood only by the grace of the Lord. The Supreme Lord is not obtained by means of expert explanations, vast intelligence, or even much hearing. He is obtained only by one whom he himself chooses. To such a person he manifests his own form. My Lord, if one is favored by even a slight trace of the mercy of your lotus feet, he can understand the greatness of your personality. But those who speculate to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead are unable to know you, even though they continue studying the Vedas for many, many years. O learned Brahmins, just as hundreds and thousands of small rivulets issue from great reservoirs of water, innumerable incarnations flow from Sri Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the reservoir of all power. This is a verse from the first canto. In the beginning, Krishna incarnates himself as the Purusha avatars, or Vishnu incarnations. These are of three types. Purport. Up to this verse, the many types of expansions have been described. Now, the manifestations of the Lord's different potencies will be described. Vishnu has three forms called Purushas. The first, Mahavishnu, is the creator of the total material energy, Mahat. The second is Garbhadakshayi, who is situated within each universe. And the third is Shiradakshayi, who lives in the heart of every living being. He who knows these three becomes liberated from the clutches of Maya. Purport. This verse appears in the Laghu Bhagavatamrita, where it has been quoted from the Sattvata Tantra. Krishna has unlimited potencies, out of which three are chief: willpower, the power of knowledge, and the creative energy. The predominator of the willing potency is Lord Krishna, for by his supreme will, everything comes into existence. In willing, there is a need for knowledge, and that knowledge is expressed through Vasudeva. There is no possibility of creation without thinking, feeling, willing, knowledge, and activity. The combination of the supreme will, knowledge, and action brings about the cosmic manifestation. Lord Sankarshan is Lord Balaram, being the predominator of the creative energy. He creates both the material and the spiritual world. That original Sankarshan, Lord Balaram, is the cause of both the material and the spiritual creation. He is the predominating deity of egotism, and by the will of Krishna and the power of the spiritual energy, he creates the spiritual world, which consists of the planet Goloka Vrindavan and the Vaikuntha planets. Although there is no question of creation as far as the spiritual world is concerned, the spiritual world is nonetheless manifested by the supreme will of Sankarshan. The spiritual world is the abode of the pastimes of the eternal spiritual energy. Gokul, the supreme abode and planet, appears like a lotus flower that has thousands of petals. The whirl of that lotus is the abode of the Supreme Lord Krishna. This lotus-shaped supreme abode is created by the will of Lord Ananta. This verse is quoted from Brahma Samhita. By the agency of the material energy, this same Lord Sankarshan creates all the universes. The dull material energy, known in modern language as nature, is not the cause of the material universe. Without the Supreme Personality of Godhead's energy, dull matter cannot create the cosmic manifestation. Its power does not arise from the material energy itself, but is endowed by Sankarshan. Dull matter alone cannot create anything. The material energy produces the creation by the power of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Iron itself has no power to burn, but when iron is placed in fire, it is empowered to burn. Balaram and Krishna are the original efficient and material causes of the material world. As Mahavishnu and the material energy, They enter into the material elements and create the diversities by multi-energies. Thus, they are the cause of all causes, from 10th canto. The form of the Lord that descends into the material world to create is called an avatar or incarnation. All the expansions of Lord Krishna are actually residents of the spiritual world. But when they descend into the material world, they are called incarnations or avatars. To glance over that material energy and empower her, Lord Sankirtan first incarnates as Lord Mahavishnu. In the beginning of the creation, the Lord expanded himself in the form of the Purusha incarnation, accompanied by all the ingredients of material creation. First, he created the 16 principal energies suitable for creation. This was for the purpose of manifesting the material universes. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto. For an explanation, refer to Adi Leela. Karana Vishai Vishnu or Mahavishnu is the first incarnation of the Supreme Lord, and he is the master of eternal time, space, cause, and effects. The mind, the elements, the material ego, the modes of nature, the senses, the material form, the universal form of the Lord, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, and the sum total of all living beings, both moving and non-moving. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto. That original personality of Godhead named Sankirtan first lies down in the river Viraj, which serves as a border between the material and spiritual world. As Karana Vishai Vishnu, he is the original cause of the material creation. The Viraj, or causal ocean, is the border between the spiritual and material world. The material energy is situated on one shore of that ocean, and it cannot enter into the other shore, which is the spiritual sky. In the spiritual world, there is neither the mode of passion, the mode of ignorance, nor a mixture of both, nor is there unadulterated goodness, the influence of time, or Maya herself. Only the pure devotees of the Lord, who are worshipped both by demigods and by demons, reside in the spiritual world as the Lord's associates. Purport. This verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, was spoken by Srila Shukadeva Goswami. He was answering the questions of Parikshit Maharaj, who asked how the living entity falls down into the material world. Shukadeva Goswami explained the cream of Srimad Bhagavatam in 4 verses, which has been explained to Lord Brahma at the end of the severe austerities he performed for 1,000 celestial years. At that time, Brahma was shown the spiritual world and its transcendental nature. Maya has 2 functions. One is called Maya and the other is called Pradhan. Maya refers to the efficient cause, and Pradhan refers to the ingredients that create the cosmic manifestation. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead glances over the material energy, she becomes agitated. At that time, the Lord injects the original semen of the living entities. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita 7:10, Krishna says, Bija Mam Sarvabhutanam, I am the original seed of all existences. This is also confirmed in another verse in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvayona Shikonteya Murtaya Sambhavantiya. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving Father. For a further explanation, one may refer to Brahma Samhita. All material elements, as well as the spiritual sparks, or individual souls, are emanating from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is confirmed by Vedanta Sutra. Janmatya Syayataha. The absolute truth is He from whom everything emanates. He is the supreme truth. Satyam Param Dhimahi. The absolute ultimate truth is Krishna. Om Namo